Everyone, this is David Pike, the MotorCity mechanic. In today's video, we're back on the Chrysler 3.2 and 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 engines. And I want to give you some quick tips on what to do when you're removing and replacing spark plug tube seals. So if you're removing the valve cover gaskets and replacing those, you need to pay attention to and replace the tube seals as well. Now there are a total of 3 spark plug tube seals per valve cover. Luckily on this Chrysler engine, they are serviceable. You get vehicles like Nissans where you have to get the entire valve cover because you cannot replace them. That's not the case here. Now a couple issues you'll come across. You may go to remove the valve cover, for example if you're doing rocker arms, and the actually tube seal will stay attached to the tube and come dislodged from the valve cover. Obviously at that point you want to replace them. The other thing is they will leak inside the tube. They will cause the rubber boot on the coil pack to actually get super soft and it can cause misfires. Eventually, if enough oil gets in there, it'll start to leak externally. So anytime the valve cover's off and you're replacing the perimeter seal and you're replacing some of the other ones, both the camshaft position sensor and the front actuator seals, make sure to replace the tube seals. It's not very difficult. There's a special tool for it, but you don't need it. And that's what I'm going to show you. We're going to go ahead and take these off. I'll show you how to tap them out and how to tap them back in and what to use to do that with. Now remember, when you're removing this right side or rear valve cover, that you're going to take that PCV valve off first because it goes into one of the camshafts or on the outside of one of the camshafts, and that stops the valve cover from coming off. So if you're struggling, don't forget this. Now lucky for me, these valve covers have probably been off at least 100 times on this engine. You may have to get up under the edges with a plastic screwdriver, something to gently break it loose, because there are some alignment dowels that kind of get stuck inside the block. Some of them are plastic, some are metal. Again, the tube seals are kind of holding on great as well, so they're going to kind of hinder you. So once you get everything off, it's just a matter of getting it, working it back, lifting it up. And now we can move over to the bench and I'll show you how to get these seals out. Now when we're handling the valve covers, there's something I want you to pay attention to. On the bottom side, I mentioned something about some alignment dowels before, mainly from when you wanted to remove them. Sometimes they stick. This right here is one of those alignment dowels. This one happens to be plastic. Sometimes you'll see that they're metal inserts that are kind of pushed into the valve cover with a metal peg. We've got one broke off on this side, so again, pay attention to that because we don't want to damage them no more than we need to, because there's times we might want to lay it flat, but again, we've got an alignment dowel that protrudes up under it. So when we're doing that, we got to be very careful. So that's when I recommend using a block of wood, and that's what we're going to grab. A block of wood that we can actually lay different ways so those alignment dowels don't get damaged. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 wooden blocks that I've got laying around the shop. Lay them right up here on my workbench. I'm going to position the valve cover to where, again, those alignment dowels aren't sitting on the blocks. Now, I knock them through the top side down. Some people go from the back side. They like to use some kind of special seal puller to get up in there, but I'm a little afraid of breaking the plastic. So that's why I deal with it mainly from the top side. Now all I'm going to do is get my flat tip screwdriver, and I'm going to get right between the edge right here and the valve cover. Then I'm going to grab my mallet. I'm just going to tap and knock it through. I'm just going to move over to the second one. Now, if you're doing this procedure and once you tap on it, it just kind of goes through the seal and don't knock it out, just work your way around the perimeter. Eventually you'll get to a spot where it actually start to come out. Like I said, there are times that it's going to go through. Just take your time. There we go. And let's get the last one out. Now, as you can see, all 3 are removed. Installation, well, instead of a special tool, I've got something that's going to work even better. Now, when we go to install the new seals, we need to pay attention which direction we have them in. Remember, don't get confused that the valve cover is upside down right now, but the cone-shaped portion We need that facing up, because remember, the spark plug tube goes through there. So the cone shape is to help guide it or center it up. It actually aids in actually protruding through. So we're going to want that facing up. Now, as far as what are we going to use? Again, we've got our wooden blocks positioned to where the valve cover is resting on it in a lot of different places so that we don't damage it. All I'm going to do is grab a large socket. This is a 1 1/16. You may find something that fits a little bit better, but mainly it needs to fit down in this area right here. So when we insert this new seal, we just insert it the best we can just to get it somewhat started. We're going to grab our socket, and you do it one of two ways. I prefer to use the flat side down. That way it's got a little more surface area to make contact with that seal. We can grab our mallet again, our dead blow hammer. We're just going to tap. Go around the perimeter until you can feel it's fully seated. If you look real close right here, you can actually see a little portion of this seal that's raised above that surface of the valve cover. It's probably about a 1/16 of an inch. That is normal. So expect that on both sides when you're installing it. That way you know that it's fully seated. It's not going to be completely flush. It's going to stick up a little bit. We're going to repeat that with the other two. So let's grab the remaining seals, get them started. Socket, dead blow. You're going to feel when it's seated. Now typically the driver's side or left side valve cover has this filler tube on there that actually extends further above. So the regular block of wood you may have a problem with unless you can kind of hang this over your work surface, or you can actually remove this or stack up a bunch of blocks. All you got to do right here, if you look real close, there's a little piece of plastic you'll pick up on. At that point, you can rotate it, remove it, and if you need to replace that seal in case it's leaking, you can. And now we can do the same thing, flip it upside down on the workbench with our single blocks, or like I said, multiple blocks, or just hang this over the edge of your work surface if you can. And reinstall it, it's not a problem. Rotate it till you hear the click. Now when I'm ready to reinstall the valve cover, one of the last things that I like to do that's not really part of the instructions is I like to add a little bit of grease to the spark plug tube seal, so that way again it kind of lets everything kind of slide down in like it needs to. It's nice and easy, smooth fit. Don't have to, but again, this is kind of something that I've done over the years that I've seen to kind of help me with reinstalling. And that right there is how to remove and replace the spark plug tube seals. So hopefully at this point in the video you feel more confident when it comes to removing and replacing those spark plug tube seals. So that way you don't damage the valve cover or the new seal. Now if you're getting valve cover gasket sets, they're going to come in that package along with some camshaft position sensor seals. Now, I recently did a video on how to remove and replace those, and it's a very unique procedure and a special tool is required, but I want to show you a shortcut and a cheap way of making your own tool. Now, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up on YouTube. Don't forget you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. If you got any comments about anything you saw in today's video or anything about maybe a possible future video, leave something in the comments below. Also, if you shop on Amazon, which everybody does, please scroll down into the same description below this video. There is an Amazon link. Click on that, make that your Amazon homepage, and anything you buy whatsoever will help support this channel. Once again, everybody, thanks for always watching.